Hi, I'm Reese, a designer with the Quilted Cow. Today I'll show you how to make the helpful Heifer Molly pillow. But first, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Husqvarna Viking Sewing Machines, Creative Grids, Rulers, Mats, and Cutters, and the beautiful Wilmington prints, the fabric I'll be using today. Let's get started. Today I'll show you how to make the helpful Heifer Molly pillow. This pillow is super easy to make and perfect for the 4th of July. Check out our website for kits and patterns at thequiltedcow.com. The kits come with the pattern and fabrics, all you'll need to sit and sew. Let's get started. Okay, let's start by making your square in a square. That's going to be in the center of your pillow. And I've already cut all my fabrics out to size, and I have cut my triangles out. So what I'm going to do first is sew a triangle on opposite sides of my square. And first, I like to find my center. I'm going to fold my square in half, and then I'm going to fold it again the other way and give it a press. So I find my center on both sides of my square. And then I'm going to take one of my triangles and I'm going to fold it in half as well and give it a little press. Then I'm going to line up my triangle, right sides together, and pin in place. And then I'm going to do the opposite side. Same thing, using a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, I'm going to stitch those to my square. Let's do that. Okay, now that I have sewn one triangle on each side of my square, I'm just going to give that a good press, pressing away from the center of the square. And now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite sides, the sides that are open. Okay, let's go ahead and take this to the machine and sew those triangles on. Okay, I've sewn the other triangles on. So now I'm going to just press those open. And there you have your square in a square. So we're just going to set that aside for now. And we'll come back to that in a little bit. Next, we're going to make our stripe pieces on the pillow. We're just going to alternate the colors. Now I'm going to fold this over, right sides together, stitch down that line, and same on this one. And then I'm going to connect all the rows together. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now that I have stitched my rows together, we're just going to press those open. And I'm just going to press toward the darker fabrics. That way you won't see it on the white. Give it a nice good press. And then you'll just repeat that process to get 4 more blocks like that. So let's go ahead and set that one aside. Okay, now we're going to start on our final block. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. So I'm going to turn over this small square, and on the wrong side, I'm going to draw a diagonal line from corner to corner. I'm going to do the same on my second square in the corner, right sides together, and I'm going to stitch on that line. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I have stitched right on the line that I had drawn, and now I'm just going to use my ruler, and a 1/4 of an inch away from that line, I'm going to cut off the extra. So my square looks like that now. So let's go ahead and press this open before we add the other side. Just give that a little press toward the triangle away from the center. And now let's add our other square to this side. Just lay it in the opposite corner, and then I'm going to stitch all the way down that line again, and it will overlap some, and that's what you're wanting. So go ahead and let's pin the square down. Let's take it to the machine and sew right on that line. Okay, now I have sewn the other square on there, and just like before, I'm gonna take my ruler and trim 1/4 inch away from that stitched line. Then I'm going to press it open like we did before. Once again, pressing toward that blue fabric away from your main fabric there. And you're just gonna repeat that process to get 4 of these as well. So now let's go ahead and start putting our pillow together. So your square and square is gonna be in the center. We're just laying all of our blocks out. And as you can see, I've already done this row on the bottom, so I'm just gonna lay that there. So this top row here, I'm going to lay them right sides together, and then using 1/4 inch seam allowance, stitch on that line. And then I'm gonna fold this one over right sides together and stitch 1/4 inch down that side. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now I have stitched my rows together. I'm just going to give that a nice press, and I'm gonna press toward my strips away from the center. Nice good press so it lays flat. And now I'm just going to do the center row. Again, laying those right sides together, stitching 1/4 inch down that side. We'll open it up and then lay this side down and stitch 1/4 inch down on that side. So let's go ahead and stitch that together. Okay, now that I have sewn my sides on, let's go ahead and press that open. Once again, I'm just going to press away from the center here. That lay nice and flat. And now we're going to stitch our pillow together. I'm gonna fold this right sides together, and I'm going to make sure that my seams line up here. Okay, and then I will put a pin in that, making sure my seam doesn't move. I'm going to do the same on this side. And then I'm just going to make sure everything else doesn't move and pin it all the way down. Okay, let's go ahead and take this to the machine and stitch those together. Okay, I have stitched on one side of the pillow. I'm gonna press that open. Make sure everything lays nice and flat. And then I'm going to do the same. I'm going to pin the rest of this down, and then we're going to take it to the machine and sew 1/4 inch down that side. All right, now we have our pillow together. So I'm just going to press that row. Nice, good press. Okay. And the last thing we have to do for just the top is add our borders. So we're going to add the borders to the sides first, and then we'll add our top and bottom borders. So let's go ahead and do that. Once again, just laying it right sides together, making sure everything's lined up. I'm going to pin and stitch on each side. This side we'll use 1/4 inch, and also down this side 1/4 inch. So let's go ahead and pin those on. Okay, now that I have my side borders attached, I'm gonna press those open, pressing away from the center of the pillow. I'm gonna rotate that and then press this one open. And now that we have our side borders on, let's go ahead and add our top and bottom. Just repeating the process from the side ones. I'm going to lay those right sides together, making sure everything is lining up. And then we're going to stitch 1/4 inch down this side and 1/4 inch down this side. Okay, now we have our borders attached. So let's go ahead and press the top and bottom borders open. Nice good press so it lays nice and flat. And there you have your Molly pillow. At this point is when you would want to quilt it if you want to. We send muslin in the kits for this. You would lay your muslin, your cotton batting, and then the pillow top on top of it. Do your quilting and then trim away to the size. So now we're going to work on the backing of the pillow. It is an envelope enclosure like this. So you're going to cut your fabric to size. And then you fold your fabric in half. So it's going to be like this. You fold it in half and then you stitch 1/4 inch away from your fold. And I have already done that for both of my pieces. So I'm going to lay my backing pieces right sides together on top of your pillow. And your folded pieces are right here and right here. Your raw edges will be on the outside. And your pieces are going to overlap some to get that envelope enclosure. Now I'm going to stitch 1/4 inch all the way around my pillow after I pin my pieces in place. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now that we have it pinned down, let's go ahead and take this to the machine and stitch 1/4 inch around each side. Let's do that. I have sewn my backing pieces on, and now I'm going to turn it right sides out. Just giving each corner a good press so my corners look nice. I just normally use my finger to press my corners out. I don't want to use anything too sharp because it can go through your fabric. And see, now you have your envelope enclosure here. And there you have the Molly pillow. Like and subscribe to watch all of our videos. Remember to check out our website for the kits and patterns at thequiltedcow.com. Kits come with the pattern and fabrics you need to sit and sew. Thanks for watching.
Okay, you wicked cool quilters, good job. You made it to the end. We would like to thank our sponsors, Husqvarna Viking Sewing Machines, Creative Grids, rulers, rotary cutters, and mats, and Wilmington Prints for the beautiful fabrics. Thanks for watching.